Hi students, welcome to Sankalp Study Success. I am Tirupati Rao. Today I am going to discuss about amino acids. Amino acids. Okay, this is the monomer of another biomolecule like protein. So this is the monomer of amino acids are the monomers of proteins. So proteins are another biomolecules, right? So amino acids are organic compounds which containing both carboxylic group and amino group. So carboxylic group means COH group, carboxylic group, and amino group NH2 group, amino group. Right. So what is that? Amino acid is a organic compound which containing both amino and carboxylic acid functional group. Okay, we can write its structure. So see, this is connected with one functional group like COH and it is connected with another functional group like NH2. So carbon must containing 4 bonds. So this is the alkyl side chain. So next one is hydrogen. So this is the general structure of amino acid. General structure of amino acid. General structure of amino acid. Right. So what is amino acids? Amino acids are organic compounds. Organic compounds which containing both NH2 and COOH groups, which containing both NH2 and COOH groups. So amino acids are organic compounds which containing both NH2 and COOH groups. So this is the general structure of amino acid. It is containing NH2 and COOH groups. So these are the amino acids are the monomers of proteins. Amino acids are the monomers of proteins. That means on hydrolysis of proteins gives a large number of amino acids. On hydrolysis of proteins gives a large number of proteins. We know that so many proteins, milk is the protein, meat is the protein, so many proteins. Slide. So amino acids are the monomers of proteins. So that means on hydrolysis of proteins gives a number of amino acids. So naturally occurring proteins containing alpha amino acids. Naturally occurring proteins containing alpha amino acids. So what is alpha amino acid? Okay, listen to me. So naturally occurring proteins containing alpha amino acids. So the amino acids can be classified into alpha, beta, gamma, delta based on relative position of NH group with respect to COH group. So amino acids can be classified into alpha, beta, gamma, delta, etc. amino acids based on relative position of NH2 group with respect to COH group. So if the amino group present on alpha position of the COH group, that is said to be alpha amino acid. So amino acids can be classified into alpha, beta, gamma, delta, etc. amino acids based on the relative position of amino group with respect to COOH group. With respect to COOH group. So this is the COOH group. So this is the alpha carbon. Now this is the alpha carbon. So if the NH2 group is present on alpha carbon with respect to COOH, that is said to be alpha amino acids. Alpha amino acids. Now beta amino acids. The amino group is present on beta carbon with respect of COOH is known as beta amino acid. Right. This is beta amino acid. Here this is alpha carbon, this is beta carbon. Okay, gamma amino acids. Similarly, the NH2 group is present on gamma carbon with respect to COOH. So that is said to be gamma amino acid. Similarly, delta. Okay, the amino group present on delta position of carbon with respect to COOH is known as delta amino acids. So amino acids can be classified into alpha, beta, gamma, delta amino acids with respect to based on relative position of NH2 with respect to COOH group. Right. Next, all naturally occurring proteins containing alpha amino acids. All naturally occurring proteins containing alpha amino acids. We know that on hydrolysis of proteins gives a amino acids, and also all naturally occurring proteins containing alpha amino acids. Right. All these naturally occurring alpha amino acids are having L configuration. L configuration. L configuration. What is L configuration? Listen to me. So this is the amino acid structure. So in the Pisser projection structure, so top of the position can be written I oxidizing group like COOH group, and bottom of the Pisser projection can be written I reducing group like R. So in the horizontal line we can write H and COOH, right? Sorry, NH2, H and NH2. So here in the horizontal line of Pisser projection, here N is the I electronegative group. If the I electronegative group like NH2 is present on right side, so that is said to be D amino acid, D configuration. If the NH2 group is present on left side, so that is said to be L amino acid. So this is the L amino acid. So this is the general structure of amino acid. So all naturally occurring proteins containing alpha amino acids, these alpha amino acids, all the alpha amino acids having L configuration. L configuration means, so here L is not a LEVO or distro. So here L is the configuration, right? So in how to write this configuration? So COOH is the I oxidizing group that can be written on top, and R is the reducing group that can be written on bottom. So here NH2 is present. If the NH2 can be written on left side, that means NH2 is the I electronegative group. Here the I electronegative group like NH2 is present on left side, so that is taken as L amino acid. Here if NH2 is present on right side, that is taken as D amino acid, right? Now amino acids can be classified into three types based on relative number of relative based on relative number of NH2 groups and COOH groups, based on relative number of NH2 groups and COOH groups, right? So in the general structure of amino acid, here R is there. If R is equal to, we can write in so many different groups. If R is equal to H, its amino acid name is okay. If R is equal to H, the name of amino acid is glycine. If R is equal to CH3, the name of amino acid is alanine. So if the R is varies, the name of amino acid is also varies. So what is that? Okay, the name of amino acid is dependent upon R. The name of amino acid is dependent upon R. Okay, right? So the name of, suppose if R is equal to H, if R is equal to H, so how to write its structure? CH, H, NH2, COOH, COOH. So its name is glycine, glycine. So the IUPAC name of amino acids can be taken as, the or symbol of the amino acids can be taken as 3-letter symbol or 1-letter symbol. Suppose this can be written as glycine, GLY, first 3 letters, or its symbol G. So the symbol or IUPAC name of amino acids are first 3 letters or first letter. Similarly, if R is equal to CH3, if R is equal to CH3, how to write? CH3, COOH, NH2, H. So its name is alanine. Its name is alanine. So what its symbol? ALA. A. Right. So all the amino acid does not containing all the amino acids does not containing first not all the amino acids does not containing first letter of symbol. Some of the amino acids containing different first letter, right? Its symbol. So if R is equal to H, that is glycine. If R is equal to CH3, that is alanine. Based on relative number of NH2 groups and COOH groups, amino acids can be classified into 3 types. 3 types. So first one, neutral amino acids. Neutral amino acids. Neutral amino acids. Second one, acidic amino acid. Acidic amino acids. Third one, basic amino acids. Basic amino acids. Right. So based on relative number of NH2 groups and COOH groups, amino acids can be classified into 3 types. One is neutral amino acid, acidic amino acid, basic amino acid. Third one is basic amino acid. So neutral amino acid, the amino acids containing equal number of NH2 groups and COOH groups are known as neutral amino acids. For example, we can take an glycine. So what is that? The amino acids containing equal number of amino groups, and number of NH2 groups is equal to number of COOH groups. So the amino acids containing equal number of NH2 groups and COOH groups are known as neutral amino acid, like glycine, CH2, NH2, COOH. It is containing only one amino group and one COOH group. Similarly, alanine, this is glycine, alanine, COOH, CH. If in our position we can take an CH3, that is said to be alanine. It is also containing one NH2 group and one COOH group. One NH2 and one COOH group. Equal number of NH2 group and equal number of COOH group. Similarly, glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, isoleucine, right, all these are neutral amino acids. Glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, isoleucine, and so many, right? Similarly, so neutral means here the amino group NH2 group, okay, NH2 group and COOH, right? So it is one lone pair is present on NH2 group according to Lewis acid base theory. So it is electron pair donor. So electron pair donor act as a Lewis base. Here the NH2 group act as a base. Here COH, that is the carboxylic acid, that gives H plus according to Arrhenius concept, which is gives H plus and dissolved in water, that is said to be acid. Here the COOH having acidic nature, here NH2 having basic nature. So here number of acidic is equal to number of basic. That means number of NH2 group is equal to number of COOH group. That means that is neutral. So right. So what are the examples for neutral amino acids? Glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, isoleucine, valine. So COOH, NH2, H, CH, CH3, CH3. So this is the valine. Okay. Similarly, leucine, isoleucine. Now acidic amino acids. So if the amino acid containing more number of COOH group, more number of COOH group than NH2 groups, number of NH2 groups. If the amino acid containing more number of COOH group than amino acid group, the amino acid containing more number of COOH group than amino group is known as acidic amino acid. That is means that is having is more acidic nature. So we can take an aspartic acid, glutamic acid, aspartic acid and glutamic acid. So what is structure aspartic acid? Okay, we know that its basic structure CnH2. Yeah, so this is H. Here R can be taken CH2 COOH. So here number of COH groups are 2. Here number of COH groups are 2. Here number of amino groups is 1. Which is more? COH groups are more. Okay, if the amino acid containing more number of COH group than NH2 groups, that is having acidic amino acid. So like aspartic acid, this is the structure of aspartic acid. Now we can write glutamic acid. So similarly same, but one carbon is more. NH2, H, CH2, this is one CH2, we can write another next, okay, one more CH2, right, we can write on one more CH2, this is COH. So this is the glutamic acid. So the glutamic acid, what is the acidic amino acid? The amino acid containing more number of COH group than amino groups. It's said to be acidic amino acid. So what are the examples? Aspartic acid and glutamic acid. So aspartic acid and glutamic acid, difference one carbon, right? One CH2 group. Now goes to basic amino acids. So if the amino acids containing more number of NH2 groups, than number of COOH groups. Okay. if the amino acid containing more number of NH2 groups than number of COH groups are known as basic amino acids. Okay, we know that NH2 group having basic nature, COH group having acidic nature. How NH2 group having basic nature? That is containing lone pair. According to Lewis concept, electron pair donor is a Lewis base. So right. So basic amino acid, the amino acid containing more number of NH2 group than number of COH group, that is said to be basic amino acid. Example, right, lysine. So we know that its structure C NH2 COOH H. So in R position, this is the R. In R, that R can be taken CH2 4. That means CH2, 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 and NH2, right? So that means it is containing how many NH2 groups? 2 NH2 groups. It is containing 1 COH groups. So the number of NH2 groups is more than that of number of COH groups. Okay. What are the examples? Lysine and arginine. Arginine is also a basic amino acid. What is structure? COOH NH2, this is the H. Okay, here CH2 4, here we can write as CH2 thrice NH, C double bond NH and NH2. Okay, this is the structure of arginine. So arginine containing 1 NH2, 2, 3, 4 NH2 groups. So that is more than that of COOH. So that means, okay, what are the basic amino acids? Lysine, arginine, and proline also. So all amino acids, all naturally occurring alpha amino acids. Generally, on hydrolysis of proteins gives a alpha amino acids. So proteins mainly containing 20 alpha amino acids. Right? So, right, all naturally occurring alpha amino acids are primary amino group, containing primary amino group, but proline containing secondary amino group, secondary amine. Proline, how to write? COOH. So CH NH 2, 3, 4, 5 member. So this is the proline. This is the structure of proline. So COOH, it is alpha amino acid. COOH. Here the NH is present on alpha carbon. Right, NH is present on alpha carbon. So this is the alpha amino acid, but it is a secondary amine. Why? Here nitrogen is connected with 2 carbons. But in remaining cases, nitrogen is connected with 1 carbon. So that means, so naturally occurring alpha amino acids, all the natural occurring alpha amino acids containing a primary amine structure, But proline only, except proline is a secondary amine. It is a secondary amine. Here is N is connected to 2 carbons. Okay, right. Proline also, okay, proline is not a basic amino acid. Right. Okay, proline is a proline containing a secondary amine group. All natural occurring alpha amino acids containing primary amine structure, primary amine group, but except proline containing a secondary amine group. Right. This is the classification of amino acid based on relative number of NH2 groups and COOH groups. Okay. Right. Neutral amino acid. Okay, we can write so many neutral amino acids. Acidic. These two are acidic. Okay, these two are basic. Now I am going to explain another classification. Right. Based on amino acids can be classified into two types based on synthesis. Based on synthesis. So these are two types. Based on synthesis, these are two types. So one is essential amino acid. Essential amino acid. So second one is non-essential amino acids. Non-essential amino acids. So one is essential amino acids, second one is non-essential amino acids. So amino acids can be classified into two types based on synthesis in the body, right? One is essential, second one is non-essential. So what is essential? The amino acids cannot synthesize in our body, that must be taken through diet. So కొన్ని amino acids ni మన బాడీ అనేది తయారు చేయలేదు, దాని కంపల్సరీ మనం ఫుడ్ ద్వారా తీసుకోవాలి. సో దట్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఎమినో యాసిడ్స్ ఆర్ సెడ్ టు బి ఎసెన్షియల్ ఎమినో యాసిడ్స్. వాట్ ఈస్ దట్? ద ఎమినో యాసిడ్స్ కెనాట్ సింథసైజ్ ఇన్ అవర్ బాడీ. ద ఎమినో యాసిడ్స్ cannot synthesized in body. Synthesized in body, that must taken through diet. Is known as essential amino acid. And next one, non-essential amino acids. So the amino acids can be synthesized in our body that cannot taken through diet. So కొన్ని amino acids అనేవి మన బాడీ తయారు చేసుకోగలదు, వాటిని మనం ఆహారం ద్వారా తీసుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. సో దట్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ amino acids are said to be non-essential amino acids. The amino acids can be synthesized in our body. The amino acids can be synthesized in our body that cannot taken through diet. Is known as non-essential amino acid. Right. So this is the definition of essential and non-essential amino acids. So these are necessary for body. If the deficiency of amino acid causes to so we know that the deficiency of protein causes to quasiarch diseases. So similarly, if the deficiency of essential amino acids causes to quasiarch. So protein is the amino acids are the monomers of proteins. So essential, if the deficiency of essential amino acids are causes to so many diseases like quasiarch, right? Now, what are the essential amino acids? What are the essential amino acids? So, how to remember? Listen to me. So, these are remembered by an code like VIP, VIP, all, VIP, all meet. విఐపి ఆల్ మీట్. సో విఐపీస్ అందరూ ఒక ఆల్లో మీటింగ్ అయ్యారు, మెట్. విఐపి సార్ మీట్ ఇన్ ఎన్ హాల్. సో విఐపీస్ అందరూ ఒక హాల్లో మీట్ అయ్యారండి. సో రైట్. సో వి మీన్స్ వ్యాలైన్, I means isoleucine, P means phenylalanine, P means phenylalanine. So VIP. So P means phenylalanine. Next, H means histidine, A means arginine, L means lysine, another L means leucine. So this is leucine, this is isoleucine. So this is lysine, or this is leucine. Me means methionine, Me means methionine. Me means methionine. T means threonine, T means tryptophan. So these are the essential amino acids. What are the essential amino acids? So VIP are met in an all. So this is the code. So these are the essential amino acids code. So valine, isoleucine, phenylalanine, histidine, H for histidine, A for arginine, L for lysine, another L for leucine and isoleucine. Me here, Me can be taken 1, methionine, T can be taken threonine, another T can be taken tryptophan. So these are the 10, 3 plus 4, 7 plus 3, 10. So remaining 10 are non-essential amino acids. So remaining 10 what? Okay, if these 10 are remember, we can write easily another 10. So what are that? Glycine, alanine. So here valine is there, glycine, alanine, leucine, isoleucine is also there. So aspartic acid, glutamic acid, glycine, alanine, aspartic acid, glutamic acid, and aspargine, and glutamine. So 7 is over. Next, serine is not there here, and cysteine, serine, cysteine, and tyrosine, tyrosine, and another one, all right, phenylalanine is there, tyrosine 2, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So another one, all right, valine, tyrol, alcoholic groups like serine and 309, and cysteine like cysteine, serine, cysteine. Okay, we can write. Okay, next one is proline. So these are the essential and non-essential amino acids. So if we remember essential amino acids like VIP, HAL, MET, this is the code. Okay, we can write non-essential amino acids easily. So what are that? VIP, HAL, MET. Valine, V means V for valine, I for isoleucine, P phenylalanine, H is histidine, A is arginine, L is lysine, L is leucine. So another L is leucine. Me is methionine, T is threonine, another T is tryptophan. So these are the essential amino acids. So now non-essential amino acids. The amino acids can be synthesized in our body that cannot taken through diet is known as non-essential amino acids. So what are that? Glycine, alanine, aspartic acid, glutamic acid, asparagine, glutamine, serine, cysteine, tyrosine, and proline. These are the non-essential amino acids. These are 10, these are 10. So its structures can be written later. Now, so these are the classifications. Now, aliphatic side chain amino acids. Okay, we can write aliphatic side chain amino acids. Aliphatic side chain amino acids. So aliphatic side chain amino acid. So that is that its side chain containing aliphatic. So name, formula or structure, and write name, formula. We can write one by one. So name glycine. This is the simplest amino acid. Which is the simplest amino acid? Okay, that is the glycine. So glycine. So we can, in our place, we can take in glycine. So this is the general structure of amino acid, RCH, NH2, COOH. This is the general structure of amino acid, RCH, NH2, COOH. So if R can be taken H, that is the glycine. That means R can be taken H, that means HC, NH2, H, COOH. This is the glycine. Alanine. So CCOOH, NH2, CH3. So that is alanine. So in our place, in R can be taken CH3, that is alanine. So valine, glycine, alanine, valine. So now R can be taken 3 carbons like branched. So CH3, CH3. So that is valine. That is valine. So leucine, CCOOH, H, NH2. So this is the leucine. Okay, here 3 carbon. Now we can write 4 carbons. CH3, CH3, CH. So this is the leucine. So isoleucine. Okay, this is the basic structure, CH, NH2COH. That is the basic structure. Now we can write R. So in leucine and isoleucine, both are having 4 carbons. It's side chain. So its isomerization can be taken isoleucine. Isomerization, okay, this is chain isomerism. Like, so here this CH3 can be replaced by this H, right? How to write? CH3 and CH2, CH3. So this is also containing 4 carbons. So H and CH3 are replaced. So this is the isoleucine. All these side chains are aliphatic side chain, like alkyl groups, aliphatic side chains, that is containing alkyl groups. Next goes to, okay, these are the aliphatic side chain amino acids. These are the structures of amino acids. Now goes to OH group containing amino acids. 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 So OH group amino acids are, so one is serine. So this is the general structure, CH, COOH, NH2. This is the general structure. So R can be taken, CH2OH. So this is containing OH group. Serine. So which amino acid containing OH group in the following? So these two are, remember, serine, and next one is 309. 309 C, COOH, H, NH2. This is the basic structure. Here R can be taken CHOH. So if one H can be removed by CH3, CHOH. So in one of the H can be written CH3. So this is the 309. These two amino acids containing OH groups. This is containing OH group. So this is the serine and this is the 309. Next, SH group containing amino acids. SH. This is the OH group. So what are the OH group containing amino acids? Serine and 309. Now I am going to explain about SH group containing amino acids. Okay, here S can be in O position. S can be written. Why? Oxygen and sulfur having same group. So here oxygen can be replaced by sulfur. That is said to be 16. and another one is methionine. So how to write? CH2, S and CH3. So this is the side chain. Okay, this is the R. CH3S, CH2, CH2. This is containing S, this is containing S. So these are the sulfur SH group, like sulfur containing amino acids, not SH group. So these are the sulfur containing amino acids, sulfur containing amino acids. So sulfur containing amino acids are two. So one is cysteine and another one is methionine. So what is the formula of cysteine? So this is the, okay, here OH, that is if O can be written, that is serine. So if O is replaced by S, that is cysteine. So methionine, these two are sulfur containing amino acids. Next, acid group amino acids, acidic amino acids, basic amino acids. So that can be over acidic, basic. Next, amide group amino acids, amide group amino acids. Amide group containing amino acids. Amide group containing amino acids. So we know that aspartic acid, we can write aspargine, glutamine. So these two are produced from aspartic acid and glutamic acid. So what is the formula of aspartic acid? So CH&H2. So this is the basic structure of amino acid CH&H2COH. R can be written CH2 COOH. So this is the aspartic acid. So if NH, this can be treated with ammonia. Here water can be removed, HOH. So what happens? CONH2. So that is the aspargine. So CONH2 is the aspargine. Next, glutamine. CH, and NH2. Here CH2, CONH2. So this is the glutamine. Similarly, aspartic acid, glutamic acid. In the COOH group, we can write CONH2. So this is the aspargine, this is the glutamine. So both are containing amide groups. CONH group is said to be amide group. Okay, these are the amide group containing amino acids. Now I am going to explain aromatic amino acids. That means benzene containing amino acids. Benzene containing amino acids. Right. Name, formula. So listen to me. Benzene containing amino acids are two. So one is phenylalanine, and another one, this is phenylalanine tyrosine. So phenylalanine. So this is the general structure H. So R can be written benzene ring. Sorry, here CH2 benzene ring. This is the phenyl group. This is also written as C6H5CH2. So both are same. Okay. So this is the phenylalanine. Next one, tyrosine. Same to same. CH2, but in the benzene ring, in para position we can write OH. So that is the tyrosine. So these two are benzene ring containing amino acids. What are that? Phenylalanine and tyrosine. These two are. Next, last one, heterocyclic containing amino acids. Heterocyclic. Heterocyclic containing amino acids. So these are histidine, and tryptophan, proline. Okay. Histidine, tryptophan, proline. So this is the general structure, COOH, NH2H. So this is containing heterocyclic ring, like indole. So this carbon is linked with this. So this is indole. Which amino acid containing indole ring? So that is a very, very important bit, indole. So tryptophan containing indole functional, indole ring. So this is the indole. So indole. Which amino acid containing indole group? Tryptophan. Histidine. This is the basic unit. Now R can be written histidine. So this is the imidazole. Right, double bond, single bond, double bond, and this is connected with this carbon and H. So this is the imidazole. Which amino acid containing imidazole ring? So this is the imidazole. So these are very, very important. Which amino acid containing imidazole ring? Histidine. This is the imidazole ring. Next. Next goes to proline. So already the structure can be written. So this is the COOH, CH, N, H. Right. So this is the all amino acid, all alpha amino acids containing primary amine group. This is the secondary amine group. Here N is connected with 2 carbons. So this is the secondary amine. So which amino acid containing secondary amine group? Proline. So these are these 3 are very important. So histidine containing imidazole ring, tryptophan containing indole ring, proline containing a secondary amine group. So these 3 are heterocyclic rings. Heterocyclic ring means, okay, in the ring all are present, all are carbon, that is said to be homocyclic. So in the ring one is different, one atom is different, like heteroatoms like nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur. So that is said to be heterocyclic. Here all that are ring containing N. So that are said to be heterocyclic amino acids. So properties of, now we will discuss about properties of amino acids. Properties of amino acids. So first one, optical active property, optical activity. So all optical active, all alpha except glycine, all alpha amino acids having optically activity except glycine. Glycine, what is structure? COOH, NH2, H. So this is not a, due to glycine does not containing asymmetric carbon. So this is not a asymmetric carbon, this is a symmetric carbon. So what is asymmetric? The 4 groups, the 4 attached groups of carbon is different, that is asymmetric. If any 2 groups are same, that is symmetric. If the carbon containing, if the compound containing asymmetric carbon, that is exhibit optical activity. So except glycine, remaining all alpha amino acids are optically active. And next one, next property, right? Here all amino acids are colorless crystalline solids, colorless crystalline solids. So all the amino acids are colorless crystalline solids, and highly soluble and high melting point, highly soluble, high melting point, and these are colorless crystalline solids. So amino acids are colorless crystalline solids, highly soluble, high melting point, and its behavior like salts. Salts means sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is a colorless crystalline solid and is that is highly soluble, and its melting point is high due to that is the having ionic bond. So the nature of amino acids is also like salts. Okay, its behavior like salts. Why? These are having abnormal properties. Colorless crystalline solids, highly soluble, and high melting point. It behaves like a salts. So due to Zwitter ion formation, due to Zwitter ion formation. What is Zwitter ion? So Zwitter ion. So what is Zwitter ion? So in aqueous solution, amino acid can loses a proton from COOH group, and NH2 group accept that proton to form positive and negative charge within the same molecule. So that is said to be Zwitter ion. So what is that? This is R CH, NH2, COOH. So in aqueous solution, that means amino acid is present dissolved in water. So that can forms here RCH, here COOH can loses a proton means CO minus and H plus. So that H plus, here we know that nitrogen having one lone pair. This lone pair is readily donates to H plus to forms a coordinate covalent bond like NH2 and another NH3. It can loses that lone pair to form H plus. So that means in aqueous solution, the amino acid can lose a proton means H plus, can lose a proton from COH group and NH2 group that accept a proton to form positive and negative charge in the same molecule. So this is acting as a dipolar ion. So this ion is known as Zwitter ion. So what is Zwitter ion? In aqueous solution, the amino acid can lose a proton from carboxylic group and amino group accept that proton to form positive and negative charge in the same molecule. So this is known as Zwitter ion. So this Zwitter ion having amphoteric nature. This Zwitter ion having amphoteric nature. That means this is react with the acid and this is react with the base. So this Zwitter ion react with both the acid and bases. So that is having amphoteric nature. So in acidic solution, that means the Zwitter ion acidic solution means H plus, so NH3 plus, right. In acidic solution, the Zwitter ion is converted to positive ion. Okay, in acidic solution the Zwitter ion acts as a positive ion. The Zwitter ion is converted to positive ion, right, cation. And in basic media, in basic solution, so that means acidic solution means H plus, that H plus is easily attracted by CO minus, that will convert to COH. So in basic solution, this Zwitter ion what is basic medium? Like OH minus. So here this OH minus attract this H plus, loses water molecule. So RCH, COO minus and NH2. H plus can be removed. What happened? What is remaining? NH2. So in basic media, the Zwitter ion converted to negative ion like anion. So in acidic solution, the Zwitter ion acts as a positive ion. In basic solution, the Zwitter ion acts as a negative ion. So in the presence of electrical field, so in the acidic solution, electric field is applied. Means, so these two plates like positive and negative plates are connected to battery in the solution, right? These two are electrodes. Okay, in acidic solution, the positive ions moves towards cathode. Why this is cathode? We know that negative is said to be cathode. This is said to be anode. So in acidic solution, the positive ions can move towards cathode in the presence of electrical field. Right. Why this is having positive? This positive is attracted by negative. In the basic solution, in the basic solution, in the basic solution that zeta ion is converted to negative ion. So that negative is moves towards anode, So that means in basic solution, the negative ion move towards anode in the presence of electrical field, But at certain pH, now listen to me. Isoelectric point. Okay, these solutions having pH values. So at certain pH, so in acidic solution, the amino acid can move towards cathode. In basic solution, the amino acid can move towards anode. But at certain pH, the amino acids cannot migrate to anode or cathode in the presence of electrical field, is known as isoelectric point. What is that? At particular pH, at certain pH, the amino acid cannot migrate to positive electrode or negative electrode like anode or cathode in the presence of electrical field, is known as, that particular pH is known as isoelectric point. So at isoelectric point, the amino acid act as a Zwitter ion. Zwitter ion means that. So both at isoelectric point, the amino acid is present in Zwitter ion. That means it is containing both positive and negative ion. So that cannot migrate to any one electrode. So right. So at a particular pH, at a certain pH, the amino acid cannot migrate to either cathode or anode in the presence of electrical field. So that pH is said to be isoelectric point. At isoelectric point, the amino acid can exist in a Zwitter ion. So that is containing both positive and negative ion. So this is not migrates to any one electrode. Right. Now, so different acids having a different range of isoelectric point. So for acids, the isoelectric point is 5.8 to 6.3. For neutral, so this is for neutral, 5.8 to 6.3, and per acids, so 2.8 to 3.2. For bases, IP 7.6 to 10.8. So this is the between range. So for the isoelectric point range for acids, neutral compounds and bases are these. 2.8 to 3.8 for acids, 5.8 and 6.3 for neutral compounds, 7.6 to 10.8 for basic compounds. So these are the isoelectric point for amino acids, right? Now, at isoelectric point, the amino acids having a minimum solubility. What is that? Very, very important point. At isoelectric point, the amino acids having a minimum solubility. That means based on isoelectric point, the amino acids, different amino acids can be separated. Easily separated on hydrolysis of proteins. What is that? So based on isoelectric point, different amino acids can be separated easily on hydrolysis of proteins. And so amino acids, number of amino acids combined to give a proteins. These amino acids, so we can take in one amino acid, CH to R COOH. And we can take another amino acid like HCH or COH. So these two amino acids combine to give a loose of water molecule. Loose of water molecule, what happened? CH or CONH, CH or COOH. So this CONH is said to be peptide bond. So these number of amino acids combined to give a protein. So this bond, in protein, which bond is present? Peptide bond is present. This is the amide bond. So if the n amino acid, if the two amino acids gives a one peptide bond, if the n amino acids are combined to give a n minus 1 peptide bonds. Okay, if the two amino acids are combined to give a CONH bond, that is said to be dipeptide. If three amino acids are combined to give a two CONH bonds, that is said to be a tripeptide bond. Okay, if n amino acids are combined to give a n minus 1 peptide bonds, that is said to be polypeptide bonds. So polypeptide bonds are present in a protein. So I hope to clear this everyone. Please subscribe our channel.